Hi, this is Laura. So for our first learning teaching interaction and my first experience doing this, I'm not sure I'm doing it right, but I'm going to work on this, get it right. We're supposed to talk about some of the things that we learned in this group of the things that we have read. And one of the things, so I want to start from the beginning. In the first half of the first chapter that we read, it was interesting to read about all of the history of family life education and the background. And there were some surprising things about the early parenting magazines that I thought was interesting. I had a thought that it occurred to me as I was reading that we haven't really changed, I don't think. I think that parents and families have always worked to find a better way or to learn from others. And even though it is not super new, but it's not a new concept that we actually work with each other and with others in trying to make our family life better. And I thought that was interesting. I thought that there was a lot of interesting information about the different parts and the process of getting to the actual family life education that we know now or that we have now. I thought it was really also interesting that the process of having the internet as part of our life now has changed how family life education happens, and that's probably going to continue to change. I think that for all of the history that we read about, that there will be a whole lot more changes coming because we will be able to take advantage of what the internet offers to us as family life educators. Some of the different things that have come about through the land grant university system was interesting. So then we went to chapter 18, which is about improving the practice of family life education. And that was really interesting. I really enjoyed learning, well, and I found that I agreed with most of them and could have, with some time, figured out exactly what they were trying to get to. And I agree with them. I found that I could have, like I said, I thought that I could have come up with the same list of things that they thought that would improve the practice of family life education. The professionalization was really important, and I thought that all of those different aspects of it were important and a big part of trying to make family life education carry as much weight and responsibility and just the understanding with our culture in general, that this was a good thing and something that could actually meet the needs of others and had the scholarly part to back it up. I thought that was really important. I thought that was probably the most important was, and it actually got brought up in one of our questions that we had to consider, was that it, and I even wrote it down here, must be grounded in the best current scholarship. I think that's like highly important, that we need that part of it. The rest of, let's see, all of the different parts of improving the practice of family life education were interesting. I thought it was important to reach diverse and underserved audiences. I don't know where everyone else lives or what their experience has been, but I live in the Southwest. I live in Arizona, and there are quite a few of the Hispanic families, probably illegal or barely legal, who don't have access to regular social programs. Even within our state, we have a a Spanish branch, and I think that they could really benefit from these kinds of things. I think that the Hispanic culture that at least I have around me a lot would benefit from having the opportunity to participate and understand and be taught through family life education. Okay, chapter 2, designing programs. I thought that was fascinating. Okay, I really enjoyed all of the different parts of this one. One of the things that I was interested in reading about had to do with the experience I had of serving with LDS Family Services. I served a service mission for 3 years, and I worked with therapists in particular in a group counseling type of situation. They actually called it a workshop, and I was the service missionary who actually put it together, got the groups together, and then would do all of the legwork to bring the women together for a group. And we had 2 therapists, a male and a female, and the program lasted, I don't remember, it's been a few years, but I think it was 8 weeks. And we had a specific lesson plan for each week. So anyways, as I read through chapter 2 and thought about my own process of putting together a workshop that I'll be doing as part of the class, I thought about what I had learned and what I had seen with this workshop that Family Services put on, and the opportunity I had to actually be a part of that and to learn firsthand what it took to actually put it together, to get the word out, to I don't know what kind of design went into the actual process of it, because it was already running when I got called to work as a service missionary. But it was interesting to think about what probably had gone into the process of designing this workshop for these women. So that was really interesting, and I really enjoyed chapter 2 and all of the different parts. I just finished research methods. That was last semester for me. And so the very last part of that was assessing it and was doing the advanced testing and having an experiment designed on that, and data collection and analysis, and actually using Manova, which I thought was really interesting in designing and refining whatever the workshop is. That was very interesting. The marketing was the next in chapter 16 for this week, and that was interesting too. I thought about the process of what it will take to market the workshop that I'm going to put together. I thought it was interesting to read about all of the different parts of it, though I've never taken business classes and marketing in particular. I found that it was interesting, and I learned a lot from taking really good notes. Of course, you can see my notes, and they're huge. I don't know how to make it smaller. One of the things that I thought about so the example given in the book was that they were talking about premarital counseling. And it occurred to me as I read through this, in fact, I don't know, you probably have too, but that the people who would be best served would probably be at BYU and BYUI, and that they should have the best premarital workshops and counseling out there, because you have like an audience that you have a lot of people. So as I read that chapter, that was what kept reoccurring to me, was that there has to be great premarital counseling and workshops for the students at BYU and BYUI. The second half of chapter 1 was about the different approaches to education, which was interesting. And then the last part was Appendix A. And I love this, the reading through all of the different principles, and some of them really touched me. Some of them I have personal experience with. It was really interesting. I think probably one of the principles that I don't know, touched me or made an impact on me that I could really feel is that the principle of agency, that people are free to make their own choices. That was really good. And with all of the other ones, I found that a lot of them I guess I had thought of before, that given some time I could have put together a similar list. Obviously not as long and as detailed, but I thought it was really good. So this is my first video. Hopefully this is what we're supposed to do. I'm hoping that nobody is falling asleep and you can go on to the next one. Thanks for watching.